Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Starshaped and Darkness. This game taking place here on Autumn Leaves 2.0. I don't know, someone asking why I don't have a 4K webcam. I don't know, I'd probably save up for a new microphone since I've been using this SM58 for probably over a decade now. Buying what I thought at the time was a very, very strong microphone and still does a good job. Still a decent microphone. What should I go for? A beta? A beta? No. Anyways, talking sound tech, my audiophileness is coming through. Even though I really wish I had better ears, being able to distinguish different tones and frequencies. Anyways, let's come back around here. Darkness opening things up as the yellow undead player on the top right-hand side of Autumn Leaves has picked up double sacrificial skulls, interestingly enough, as the Demon Hunter comes in from behind and quickly mana burns. Death Coil straight up onto the Death Knight, or onto the Demon Hunter now, as the Demon Hunter wants to really just limit the amount of healing that the Death Knight is able to do. Demon Hunter is such a powerful anti-mage or anti-hero able to shut things down, and now going after this skeletal warrior and perhaps going to finish off the remainder of this forest troll trapper. Demon Hunter already sitting at level 2 now already has claws of attack +5. Meanwhile, the Death Knight wandering around here may try to set up an expansion, but with all of his mana pretty much gone, what are his options unless he does some sort of crazy strategy here? Ghouls and acolytes making their way. Is he going to try and set up a ninja expansion at his opponent's location? That will not work, as the wisps of Starshaped are well spread out across the map, and watching this army alongside this acolyte. Oh no, it's a tower attempt. Darkness is attempting to tower his opponent, and that may not work out well, especially as there is Ancients of War already in position. All right, multiple Ancients of War coming into position. There it goes. Are we going to see some wisp perhaps trying to get some position here? Starshaped quickly sees the strategy coming along and says, you know what, I need to bring in train up additional Ancients of War just in case. The lone acolyte who ventured and trekked all the way down to try and tower his opponent, quickly focused down by the archers to shut it down there. And now, because the Death Knight had no mana, needs to retreat back with this strategy. All right. Attempting to surround, and it is a surround of, a massive surround onto the Demon Hunter here. Demon Hunter down to 190 or 91 hit points. Death Knight back around here, not going to be able to get a Death Coil off, and everything will be teleporting out. Burning of a Scroll of Town portal there, as Darkness now considers his options on how he wants to follow up. Starshaped is teching the tier 2. Darkness has not teched to tier 2. Instead has trained up an additional acolyte to perhaps join in on the battlefield or set up an expansion of his own. Darkness seems to be pivoting as well, as he now going after this Ogre Magi creep camp at this gold mine location. Starshaped going to be coming around the corner here. Death Knight about to be able to get off a mana or a Death Coil. Are we going to see a Death Coil finally after all this time? Demon Hunter, why isn't it mana burning? There it goes. Removes that precious mana from that Death Knight once more. Death Knight now back up to 50 mana. We could be looking at another mana burn here, but this Demon Hunter cannot really fight by himself here, as archers, Dust of Appearance going to quickly reveal that unit once again. Demon Hunter back off to the north, trying to finish off this ghoul. Does get the final shot off, and now looking to back up once more. Expansion for Darkness is underway. We are looking at additional acolytes being trained. Starshaped behind this, already 2/3 of the way to tier 2, maybe going for a Tavern Hero, as that Tavern Hero trains up faster, and its presence is made known pretty much immediately. Coming back around, archers doing a couple of attacks back here, as the ghouls now look to retreat back once more. All right, Demon Hunter perhaps going to try and go after, yes, the Forest Troll High Priest creep camp, but this could be a potential creep jack. Darkness finds his opponent there. Starshaped quickly finishes off the Forest Troll High Priest, but now has to deal with a swarm of ghouls. Mana burn onto the Death Knight. Death Knight, that mana just seems to be a liability for the Death Knight, as Starshape has pretty much mana burned every bit of mana off of darkness, save for 2 death coils so far. Demon Hunter now gets up to level 3. Those those mana burns are going to become much more powerful, limiting everything there, as Starshape somehow escapes with a 4 hit point Forest Troll Berserker expansion nearly up and operational. This Forest Troll Berserker will be retreating all the way back as the Demon Hunter now goes after the remainder of this creep camp here. Death Knight constantly in trouble, constantly low on mana, unable to stick around in that fight long enough to really put down the pressure, as the Demon Hunter now hires up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest, and well, will be able to continue to heal, join in on that battle. Demon Hunter finishing off that Sasquatch there. Meanwhile, Tech to Tier 2 is done. No sign of any second hero as of yet, so it is solo Demon Hunter play here at the 7 minute 30 second mark. Coming back off to the north here, Demon Hunter is setting up an expansion of his own. The Tree of Life is in position, ready to go. Forest Troll Shadow Priest should really be trying to heal up that Demon Hunter, as Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3 picked up right there. Demon Hunter now looking to back away, perhaps drink some Moonwell juice and head back into action, as we are now going into Dual Ancients of Lore. All right, really should have drank from the full Moonwell. Now leaving behind Gauntlets of Ogre Strength for +3 for some strange reason, as the units are going to get ready to engage. Tree of Life could have a bit of a problem. Demon Hunter going to go ahead and get off another mana burn, most likely trying to limit the amount of the death coils coming across there, down to 6-0 mana again after another 62-point mana burn. Archers, while getting in harm's way. Wisp coming across, going to see some detonations. There's one detonation to take down some of those skeletal minions, as the majority of the Wisp going to instead, jump inside that entangled gold mine. Tempo, pacing, going back and forth. Darkness running up on dual crypts, as we finally see a Panda joining in on the battle from Starshaped. A little bit of a delayed Panda, perhaps the Demon Hunter wanted to get to level 4 first for more harassment techniques, picking up now a Staff of Teleportation and Potion of Invulnerability, just in case things go sideways. 533 creep camp at this Goblin Merchant Shop will get cleared up here. Panda opened things up with a Drunken Haze, thereby reducing the amount of damage that he is taking from, because they are just constantly missing their targets. Coming back through, Demon Hunter still finding targets here. There goes some, slow poison, taking down ghoul after ghoul. Those ghouls are getting slowed down and then getting finished up by the high damage of that Demon Hunter. All right, finishing things off there. Death Knight is up to level 3, but still being forced to stay on Blight. Starshaped feels like he is just playing with his food right now. But what is this? We have now transitioned into triple crypt, which most likely means mass gargoyles. Mass gargoyles, Calls of the Dead, and Lich with Orb of Corruption. That is going to be the strategy and style. So triple crypt off of 2 gold mines, mass gargoyles going up against perhaps those dryads. Panda, however, now has the orders of trying to get to level 3 extremely quickly for that level 2 Breath of Fire. Gargoyles do tend to clump up, and by clumping up like that, it exposes them to or makes AoE damage extremely effective against them, as the Panda needs to clear out of this gold mine and perhaps will get at least very, very close to level 3. Demon Hunter still playing the harassment game here. Lich did get off one Frost Nova. Demon Hunter has a little bit more of an uphill climb to try and mana burn both the Death Knight and that Lich. Lich, however, gonna get a mana burn right there. And now Dryads coming across as well. Gargoyles gonna be able to easily poke apart some of those units, as the Gargoyles are affected by slow though. Coming back around, Panda should be able to get up to level 3 here in just a moment. We are looking at a Forest Troll Berserker taking quite a bit of damage, being forced to retreat back, as the Brewmaster does get to level 3 right there, picking up a Pendant of Energy. Demon Hunter looking to perhaps catch a ghoul out of position. There's a mana burn once more. Death Knight now out of mana. Demon Hunter has just been mana burning consistently throughout this match and shows, well, why Night Elf has often an easier time against the undead, especially if the undead opponent isn't going for any obsidian statues. If you're able to keep the Death Knight and Lich in check, not allowing the Death Coil Frost Nova follow-up damage, well, that is taking one big bullet out of the undead arsenal. Demon Hunter coming back around though. Panda is sitting at level 3. Gonna try and pull creeps back a little bit further and engage against them. Under the cover of night, closer to home, as those enraged wildkins engaging and then constantly heading back as well. It doesn't even seem to be attacking all that often. Level 6 creep falls there. Devotion Aura gonna be dropped for the Panda, boosting up the entire, well, Night Elf army with an additional 1.5 armor there. Coming back through, where is the, well, Death Knight Lich now, well, trying to make their way over. Lich does have that Orb of Corruption and decent range damage. The entire, well, this entire side here, it looks like the base just extends from the bottom all the way up with the Dryads. I'm holding this walkway right here. We are getting up some Ancient Protectors as well to help deter against any sort of gargoyle play. But the gargoyles are actually now being used to try and do a bit of creeping. Granite Golem will get cleared up here. Death Coil onto the Lich, who has been absorbing quite a bit of damage. Death Knight now picks up, oh, that's going to be Claws of Attack plus 12. And if that Lich's auto attack wasn't scary before, is now a fast attacking, 53 damage Lich, who also removes your armor. That is extremely, extremely scary and effective, as we're looking at the last Granite Golem here, the last major red creep camp getting cleaned up. What item will be dropped? That is the important question now. That Granite Golem is going to drop a big item, and there is no place to put it. What is that item? Medallion of Courage, plus Strength and Intelligence. Perfect for the Panda. Is the Panda going to drop that Circlet of Nobility? I guess that is the moment there, as we see a Staff of Preservation getting the Demon Hunter back home. All right, Demon Hunter back home, trying to put pressure back there. A Medallion of Courage actually being left behind. Not quite sure why agility is that important on the Brewmaster. Brewmaster should have dropped the Circlet of Nobility for that Medallion of Courage. An additional 3 Strength and an additional 3 Intelligence for at the cost of 2 Agility seems like a good trade to me. Replenishment potion now left behind here. Lich can pick that up. We can see multiple scrolls of healing to try and counteract that breath of fire as the armies are going to move on out here. All right, gargoyles are in that stone gargoyle form. One gargoyle quickly getting taken out. Demon Hunter has Orb of Venom to try and, well, try and take down units as well. That damage over time does really add up quite nicely. Couple of wisps back across here. Sacrificial Pit about to fall. 74 supply compared to 73. Pretty even overall, as the Dryads are now making their way through. That is a lot of piercing damage going up against all of these gargoyles, and I don't see a transition into ghouls still as of yet. Instead, adding in frost worms as well. Dryads, Forest Troll, Berserker, Archers, going up against an air army. This seems like a rather dangerous proposition, as the Death Knight now going to get a Death Coil Frost Nova off on the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter counters with a Mana Burn, and now we are off. All right, there's a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire as the gargoyles go down and head back up to try and shake off a bit of that AoE damage over time. All right, Panda actually in a bit of trouble, being forced to retreat back here as the Lich is fighting its way through, able to force the retreat once more, and they are now all back home. 69 supply compared to 69. Potions of Invulnerability were used. I believe that item is still, is it still left off over here? Medallion of Courage. It is. That Medallion of Courage is still in position off over there. And if the undead army, if the Death Knight or the Lich find it, that will be, well, some big damage. Well, Medallion of Courage, is it strength and, oh, it's strength and intelligence. Yeah, that's exactly what you want, right, on that Death Knight. just get more mana, even though that could be a little bit of a downside as well. Are they going to spot that Medallion of Courage? It is going to be spotted. Is it going to be gifted? Is the Lich going to actually pick it up here? Yeah, all right. That's how you handle it. All right, Medallion of Courage given to Darkness. Darkness, well, hey, if your opponent gives you a gift, you might as well take it, as the army is now moving out across the battlefield. Lich, Lich with plus 22 damage all across there. We're going to see an engagement here. Dryad's going to try and fight their way through. Panda going to get a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. They're onto the ground and back up into the air. Hippogriffs are now engaging as well, as the Gargoyles are just fighting every way through. The Scroll of Healing being used again, counteracting that Breath of Fire. Mana Burn onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now pretty much out of mana, as the Lich is perhaps, also out of mana as well. Death Knight gets up to level 5 here, still fighting its way through. Gargoyle is trying to finish off all those targets. You can see so much slow poison across the board, as the Lich's auto attack is really starting to take a big toll as well. Gargoyle is starting to be low on hit points. Another Scroll of Healing, as the new fresh round of Gargoyle is coming across. Staff of Preservation saves the Demon Hunter, as the Hippogriffs are now trying to back away. Panda is actually in a little bit of trouble, as the Frostworm causing a bit of slow, forcing a Scroll of Town Portal there. All right, Dryad's getting cleaned up. Demon Hunter could easily get some Orb of Venom attacks across against some of those lower hit point units, as the Gargoyles are now being forced to retreat back. 42 supply compared to 62. Gargoyles have found their targets pretty easily, as the Demon Hunter now trying to take down a Frostworm there. Meanwhile, Death Knight leading the charge, saying, I don't care if I don't have any mana. I can still lead my charge and lead the army, since you invested so much time trying to take down my heroes. My units are still doing such a great job. Gargoyles constantly getting replenished. Darkness continuing that pressure once more, as the Ancient Protector now joining in on the battlefield. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Scroll of Healings are now pretty much all used up. Lich and Death Knight no longer have that, but able to take down a level 4 Brewmaster. All right, Brewmaster at level 4 falling quickly. Hippogriffs flying into a swarm of Gargoyles, only to see them all back away. And now the stone form Gargoyles able to, regenerate hit points rather easily, as we see a Frost Nova go down onto that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter down to, 500 hit points, very close to level 6 though, as the Gargoyles may try and, get back into that stone form shape and regenerate more hit points. There are no more scrolls of healing. Low hit point Gargoyles could turn into that stone form to try and regenerate hit points, as well, as we are seeing the haunting of a gold mine off to the north. Gargoyles really making a big presence here. 3-1 upgrades on those Gargoyles, and they are just swarming, taking things down. Lich's auto attack is getting scarier by the moment, now up to 63 on that auto attack, even before you consider that negative armor debuff. Death Knight now sitting at level 6, level 3 Unholy Aura, most likely going to be the case here. Death Knight using a Potion of Invulnerability and using a Scroll of Healing here, trying to continue to fight this battle. Gargoyle is continuing to swarm, as the Demon Hunter trying to retreat back. Starshaped able to survive, gets to level 6 on the Demon Hunter and goes into Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis turning the table around the other way, and now able to push back damage, that range Chaos Orb damage, and splash damage, causing problems, and the Gargoyles say, I want nothing to do with that. Level 6 Death Knight, level 5 Lich going up against a level 6 Demon Hunter with Metamorphosis. And, what is the counter to Metamorphosis? Run away and just wait it out. So Demon Hunter, that Metamorphosis was used to stop the aggression, but, is Starshaped going to be able to bounce back? That is the question there. Back off to the north, Dryad finding a lone acolyte trying to do a bit of mining. I believe, even a Goblin Shredder joining in on the battle here should be able to finish things off. Lich now comes back across, maybe able to rack up a bit of damage, and you can see the acolyte easily regenerating those hit points while on a Blight. Lich does have a Dark Ritual. And girls, why are you watching me? Shouldn't you guys be eating breakfast and doing...
I actually enjoy the post-field.
I know you, and I know you guys enjoy it, but you guys need to get ready for school. All right. If you really enjoy it, you can spend your time watching YouTube, watching me instead of some other YouTuber. Coming back across, Demon Hunter healing back up here. Death Knight trying to get in front of that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter slowly running away, as the Gargoyles are still swarming and owning the skies. 56 supply compared to 34, as well, Altar of Elders is going to get pressured. Starshaped may just be throwing in the towel here, as we're going to go into an engagement. Well, here we are. There's the fight there, trying to go after some of those units. Dryads getting cleaned up easily. The army size advantage is simply too much, and Starshaped gives the GG. Darkness, after trying to open up with a tower attempt, taking the long way round, ends up losing, or ends up losing that acolyte. He then pivots into a fast expansion, since he already had the sacrificial skulls, and was able to play a great game, two base or two mine with three triple crypt, just cranking out those gargoyles with a lot of upgrades. The follow up strategy to have plenty of scrolls of healing really working out well. I had thought that the panda getting up to level 2 breath of fire that early would have stopped the gargoyle strategy before it really got started, but that simply wasn't the case. Finally, add in the fact that Darkness was gifted a medallion of courage, or the strength and intelligence item, well, just helping Darkness keep that Death Knight alive. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.